Hello friends, in this video lecture we will discuss about animal breeding. So what is animal breeding? Before this we have to discuss about animal breeds. What are animal breeds? As given here, animal breeds are a group of animals that are related by their descents or ancestors. They are carrying a huge number of similar characters like general appearance, like a number of features which may be related with their milk productivity, which may be related with their meat productivity, which may be related with their egg productivity, and their body size is also similar to that of ancestors. So animal breeding is one of the most important aspects of animal husbandry. What is animal husbandry? So as we discussed in previous lecture, animal husbandry is about agricultural practice of breeding and raising livestock, or we can say this is about breeding and caring of livestock. Now what are livestock? So these are domesticated animals which are raised for use and profit of human beings. Just for example, there are few like cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, camel, horse, pig, poultry, and we also discuss fishes, bees as well as silkworm. They are also considered as a component of animal husbandry. So here again back to the topic, what is animal breeding? So animal breeding is a controlled mating, that is we can say sexual intercourse in between desired animals to obtain the superior genotype of that domesticated animals, and this process is followed by selection. Means we have to eliminate those breeds which are poor in terms of their productivity, which are poor in terms of their reproductivities. We allow only those individuals to reproduce, to mate, to produce next generation which are carrying characteristics according to us. Now what are the objectives of animal breeding? So as given here, first this is about increased yield, that is related with milk, egg, meat or wool. Next, along with yield, we also have to, or animal breeders also have to focus on the quality production, like better quality of milk, better quality of egg, better quality of meat as well as wool. Next, animals or their breeds must carry higher growth rate. Next is about they also have resistance for a number of diseases. Their productivity must also be very high, so longer productivity is the next one, and their reproduction capabilities, means their offspring's generation capacity must also be very high. So these are few objectives that animal breeders have to follow when a particular animal is selected for breeding program. Now about the types of animal breeding, how many methodologies are there? So here we have to discuss only about two. These two are inbreeding as well as outbreeding. Inbreeding means when breeding or mating occurs in between closely related individuals of the same breed, while outbreeding, this occurs in between unrelated individuals that may be from same breed or from different species. On that basis, this outbreeding further categorized into three. Outcrossing, this is in between two individuals of same breed that are unrelated. Crossbreeding, this is in between two different breeds. And interspecific hybridization, that is about in two different species which are carrying similar characters. So in this video, we will discuss only about the details of inbreeding. So what is inbreeding? This is about mating or sexual intercourse in between more closely related individuals that have same breed for at least last 4 to 6 generations. So in one line we can say this is about mating in between very closely related individuals of the same breed. Now what is about same breed individuals for 4 to 6 generation? So as given here by example, Sahiwal that we earlier discussed is a milch breed of indigenous cow. So milch breed means this one is high milk productive indigenous localized cow of India. This is about pedigree of one Sahiwal, while here this is about pedigree of another Sahiwal. So this Sahiwal is male here and this is female Sahiwal. So we can say this is Sahiwal bull while this one is Sahiwal cow. When crosses occurs in between, that is inbreeding, they both are very closely related. So when crosses occurs in between, then there may be a number of individuals. Out of these individuals, we have to select only the desired one, which is carrying characteristics according to our need. While those individuals which are not carrying that type of characters, means those individuals which are poor in nature, they have to be ignored. So only we will provide the chances of meeting that selected Sahiwal. So generation by generation, like here this is generation 1, generation 2, generation 3, generation 4, generation 5. After 5 generation, or as we discuss here 4 to 6 generation, there will be a Sahiwal which is carrying very pure characteristics of their breed, and we ignored here all these poor quality Sahiwal from each generation. So from every generation we selected the best one. Same we have to follow another side. So this is Sahiwal male, that is bull. This is Sahiwal female, that is cow. Again the same procedure we have to follow here, and after this finally there will be a very pure Sahiwal breed. Now this Sahiwal breed may be female or male, while same here this Sahiwal breed may be male or female. So we have to select, suppose male of this and female of this, or we may take female of this or male of this. So after crossing in between these two, male Sahiwal of this pedigree, female Sahiwal of this pedigree, again there will be a number of individuals. Out of that individuals, here we have to select the desired one, while undesired one that are carrying poor characteristics, we have to eliminate that one. So after multiple generations, we are capable to obtain very pure line or homozygous characteristics of this Sahiwal. There is no mixing at all because we selected this one after many generations. So there is pure characteristics remains only there, while we eliminated all poor characteristics earlier by the process of selection on both sides of the pedigree. So this Sahiwal will carry their maximum efficiency to produce quality as well as quantity milk. Now what are the characteristics of this superior male Sahiwal, that is bull, and this superior female Sahiwal, that is cow, or we may take this vice versa. So here for superior male, that is bull, we have to select those kind of males which gives superior progeny. As we know, bulls are involved in a number of physical activities, so we have to select those bulls which are physically efficient. Not only physical efficiency, we may consider a number of characters like their disease resistance, like their capability to work in unfavorable environmental conditions. There are so many criteria. Same for superior female, that may be cow or buffalo. We have to follow, we have to take those kind of cow which have more milk yielding capacity per lactation. As we know, females are reared for their milk yielding capacity. So we have to take only those cow for the breeding program which have more milk yielding capabilities, not only quantity but also quality, and other criteria like their disease resistance capacity, like their higher productivity, like their higher growth rate, like their longer productivity, we also have to consider, as we discussed earlier under the heading objectives of animal breeding. So this is about superior male and female that we have to select here for animal breeding program. Now this can further be explained on the basis of Mendelian inheritance as given in NCERT. So we have to find out what is the meaning of pure line or homozygous as given here. So just for example, when we discuss about Mendelian inheritance, so Mendel taken pea plant that are carrying two different types of flower, few pea plants that are carrying red flowers and few pea plants that are carrying white flowers. So they always takes pure line. What is here about pure line? Means if this red flowered plant after cultivation, after inbreeding for many generation produces only red flowered pea plant, then we can say this red pea is homozygous for their redness. Same if this white flowered pea plant is selfed or inbreeded for multiple generations and in each generation there is only availability of white flowered pea plant, then we can say for this whiteness pea plant is homozygous. So always if we are trying to perform Mendelian inheritance, we always have to take pure line by a number of experiments as given here. So suppose this is red flowered pea plant, this is white flowered pea plant. After their crossing, this is about another red colored pea plant, but this red colored pea plant is heterozygous. All the pea plants which we obtained here will also be red. Why? Because from this side the gamete will carry only capital R, from this side all gametes will carry a small r, and now when there will be fusion in between such type of gametes, then all zygotes they will carry this heterozygous or hybrid situation. So this also appearing red physically like this one, but both have different type of genotypes. Here the genotypes are capital RR, while here the genotype is capital R as well as small r. So when we allow this F1 generation, first filial generation, for inbreeding or selfing, so inbreeding or selfing as we discussed occurs in between same breed which are carrying similar characters. So this is capital R small r, this is also capital R small r. And after selfing, so gametes, here there will be two type of gametes, capital R small r. Here will also be two type of gametes, capital R small r. And after selfing we got three type of offsprings, few that are carrying capital R individuals, few that are carrying capital R small r individuals, or from this side we can take capital R, from this side small r, so this will also be capital R small r individuals, or from both side the gamete may carry small r. So after their fusion zygote will carry small r individuals. This is F2 generation. But here in this generation, if we discuss about this plant, this also carry red flowers along with this. So both these they are carrying red flowered, they both are carrying red flowers, but here this one capital RR is homozygous red. We can say this is pure red, or this one is pure line for red, while small rr, this one is also homozygous white, or this is also pure line for white, while this capital R small r is carrying mixed type of genes. That means this is heterozygous, but physically there will be expression of dominant character. That's why this is appearing red. So if selfing occurs in between these two kind of individuals like capital R into capital R and capital R, then always there will only single possibility. All pea plants they will bear only red flower. Same here, if there is selfing in between two white flowered pea plant that both are carrying small r, as well as small r. So all individuals of the next generation will always carry small r progenies that are homozygous white. So by this methodology we can obtain very good type of characters, or we can accumulate superior genes, while by the process of selection we are also capable to eliminate the less desirable genes. Therefore, the approach when selection occurs at each step, this increases the productivity of inbred population. So this is individual which comes after continuous inbreeding. So this population is considered as inbred population. But there is also a drawback. When there is very high continuous inbreeding, then after certain period there is no further scope for improvement in that characteristics, and after that there will be decrease in the characteristics. So this decrease in characteristics or property after inbreeding is known as inbreeding depression, and this inbreeding depression can be easily sorted out by making a cross in between two individuals of same breed which are not closely related. This type of cross is known as outcrossing, that is a part of outbreeding. So we will discuss in detail in next lecture about outbreeding and their further aspects.